and welcome to another Cigar Box guitar lesson. So this is a Chord tuition rewind to 2019 when this song was first looked at, and it is of course the fantastic Proud Mary by Creedence Clearwater Revival, which itself was released in 1969. And the reason for doing this is because in the original video I was in our standard 3-string tune in GDG. Here I'm still in GDB, the same as the previous handful of videos, and it just gives the song a little bit of a different character, and it can be useful to sort of compare both, and so you can see how some songs actually work better or sound different with different tuning. Let's tune up and we'll get into it. So there is G, there is D, and there is B. So I reckon this is pretty good for beginners. You know, if you can do a bit of barring with your fretting hands, you can do a bit of constant strumming with your picking hands, then you should be able to play it, you know, a little bit slower maybe than the original to start with. But basically, quick recap, this tune in here is using from a set of 6 original guitar strings, 5, 4 and 2. So it gives us 3 distinct notes, G, D, B, which gives us a G major chord. Whereas our standard G, D, G tuning gives us a power chord or a G5, which sounds great, but it's more of a neutral chord, so it doesn't give us either the major or the minor notes. It just gives us another what you call octave on top. Quick comparison, I'm just going to play the intro. I'm going to play it on both guitars. So this is with the power chords. And back in GDB, it sounds a bit like this. So I reckon just for this particular tune, I think this sounds better because you can hear the actual character of the major chords, and even there's a B minor in the pre-chorus as well. And so I think it's just a little bit closer to the sound of the original. And so, yeah, if you've got spare guitar lying around, then you can sling a string 2 on, tune it up to B from a set of 6 that is, and you're good to go. And if you're interested, there is a completely free song chart available, so you can either follow that link up there, or there is a link to the website in the text description. But let's just get straight on with having a go at the song. Okay, so we're just looking at the GDB version here, so it's just a quick example, a comparison in the intro. So flat pick playing, like I said, it's okay for beginners, this one. You want to make sure you can do a bit of barring and some basic strumming. So I'll put a link to a great T-Rex video which will give you a little bit of help with that from a couple of years ago if you need it. But basically, let's just go through some of the chords and then we'll try the rhythm. So we have C, so that is a bar, squeezing through, covering all of the strings, equal weight distribution across all of them, down to A. Do that twice, do the rhythm in a minute. Yes, you do it for a 3rd time, but you continue from that and you go to a G. And then there are numerous ways of playing F, including fret 10, which you could go to if you wanted. So you can just bar it, you know, that's fine. I was using this particular shape here, so this has got the F note on the top string, string 1, so it gives us a particular shape here, which for F is 6, 7, 5. So when you're playing chords like this, you've got to make sure you're not bridge, catching strings underneath. You've got to make sure you bridge them properly. So C to A twice. The third time you still do it, but then you carry on and you go to G, and then I played F there, 6, 7, 5, and then finish on D. So go back to the bar. And lots of alternate strumming here, and the rhythm is down, up, down, up. So you're changing in a slightly unusual place. You're changing on the upstroke to the A. So it's down, up, down, up. Now that's what you call an offbeat. And so once you've changed to the A on the offbeat, you actually let it ring over, and the next strum is another offbeat. So it goes down, up, down, up, miss, up, down, up. Try that from this angle. So we've got down, up, down, up, miss, up, down, up. Do it again. Down, up, down, up, miss, up, down, up. Do it for the third time. Down, up on the A only, up on the G only, up on the F. Again, it's an up, so it's still an offbeat. You let it ring over and you go up, down, up. And then finish on D. So that last time round is C, up on the A, up on the G, up on the F, up, down, up, down, down. So we've got 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and up, down, finish on D, and 2 and 3, 4. So you're finishing on beat 4 on D. You stay on D, you're into the main groove. So that's probably about the hardest part of the song, I reckon. So I'd definitely sort of rewind this if you need to. We'll do a play along in a minute, but we're on to the main groove in D. So a couple of options. It's nice and sort of percussive that. We're putting in a chop. It almost sounds like a drum hit halfway through. So again, it's all about the alternate strumming here. So we've got down, up. You can do a muted chop where you just rest really lightly on the strings on the second downstroke. Down, up, mute, up, down, up, mute, up. So it sounds like there's a drum hit on beats 2 and 4. So it's like this: down, up, mute, up, down, up, mute, up. So in order to get that, it's like pressure. Relax the pressure, pressure back on the bar, relax the pressure, and you can add extra fingers in for sort of security if you're not sure if you're muting properly. I'll just show you this very quickly, because we can basically play that groove, that chord sequence, that strumming pattern rather, all the way through. So it's down, up, relax, mute, pressure on the up, down, up, relax, mute on the down, pressure on the up. However, that is a little bit on the tricky side, so you're more than welcome to just don't play on the down on 2, the down on 4, let it ring over, so you can go like this: down, up, miss, up, down, up, miss, up. Down, is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you miss the down on 2 and 4. That's the main groove, which is for the verse. When it goes to the pre-chorus, big wheels keep on turning, it is A, same bar, down on fret 2, and then we want a B minor here, so we're going to, instead of, so A up to B, which is fret 4, instead of barring across all the strings, which gives us a B major because of the tuning, we can knock that down by 1 fret. So that's fret 3, and I'm now fretting single strings with single fingers, so finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, there's B minor. A bar at fret 2 and fret individual strings with individual fingers, 3, 4, B minor, and back up to D. And we want to keep that same rhythm, so whichever version of the rhythm that you're doing, you've got A, 3, 4, you've got 2 bars of A, and then B minor, 2 bars there. So that's the pre-chorus. The chorus goes back to D again, and simple version, just basically, if you're strumming and singing, if you're accompanying yourself, then I would just keep it dead simple and just try and get a nice driving rhythm, and it's basically just 4 bars of D there for the rolling down the river bit. Same rhythm, keep it nice and simple. So the verse is 8 bars of D. The pre-chorus is 2 bars of A, 2 bars of B minor, and then the chorus, which big wheels keep on turning, proud Mary keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling down the river, and job done. And then go around it again and again. Check the chart for the full song structure. So whichever version of the chords you're playing, the strumming pattern, sorry, whichever version you're playing, just this is what it sounds like, 3, 4. So there's the verse. I won't do 8 bars. I'm going to change now to A. There's an extra bar of A, going quite slowly. There's a B minor. Up to D for the chorus. And then after chorus 2, it goes back to the intro, like chord riff. If you're feeling particularly adventurous, you can put in the riff just at the end of the chorus, which sounds quite nice. It basically goes with what the vocal melody is doing. And on a 6-string guitar, these notes are 2 strings apart, so they're basically on strings 4 and 2, but we are using strings 4 and 2 here, so it's perfect for playing this riff. So we're on fret 7, just play 2 strings, fret 5, play 2. So I'm using 2 fingers. I think it just seems a bit easier than, because it might be a little bit difficult to then change to this 3rd shape, which is frets 4 and 3. So 4 on the middle string, 3 on the top string. So that's, I'm using fingers 2 and 3. Play fret 7 twice, fret 5 once, and then frets 4 and 3 once, and then fret 5 once, and then 4 and 3 once. Rolling down the river. So it completely goes with what he's singing. If you're going to put that in, you're going to play that instead of the 4th bar of D in the chorus. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, timing wise, that is coming in actually on the 4 and it's coming in right at the end of the 3rd bar. Here's the 3rd bar. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 and 3, 4. So it's off, off, on, on. Now, if you're finding any of the chord changes difficult, you can basically stop strumming slightly early. So 1, 2, 3. So if you put in the chops in, that's particularly effective because you can just, instead of doing an upstroke right at the end, you can just go chop, chop, change, chop, chop, change, chop, chop, change. Okay, so that's it. I hope that's fun to play. We're going to stick around for maybe 1 or 2 more lessons, song videos in this particular DGB, and then we're going to be moving on, maybe even looking at some like minor sounds. But watch this space, have fun learning the song, and I'll see you here again very soon on Chord Guitar.